The Stark State College Institute of Management Accountants Student Club. Their project for the academic year of 2021 is Black Scholars Matter, Engaging Black Scholars.
So why is education important? Education is important for so many reasons. I think, as it relates to opportunity and equality, I think education is one of the closest things that we have to an equal playing field. Certainly, I know that even with education, there's still inequities that can happen, there's still discrimination that can take place, but I recall from being a child, I'm the youngest of 5 children, and my parents, who did not go to college, but made sure that all 5 of us went to college, really instilled in us the importance of education. And I know it sounds maybe cliche to some and maybe old-fashioned to others, but they always told us that whenever you get education, whatever you learn, nobody can never ever take that away from you. And so I never forgot that. And I just believe that education gives you opportunities and it gives you options. When I talk to students, when you feel like you're stuck in a dead-end job, having an education gives you options that not having an education does not afford you. So if we have any opportunity, I think, and any chance in this country to equaling the playing field, education has to be at the forefront of that. So I'm a proponent of getting as much education as you possibly can, getting as much knowledge as you possibly can, because my parents were right. Once you learn something, once you know something, irregardless of what happens, no one can ever take that away from you. So education is power. Okay, how does education create solidarity? Well, I never thought about it in that way, but when you think about education, certainly I don't think anybody would argue that education doesn't create opportunity, because it does. But even when you think about every fall semester, previously I worked at a 4-year institution for about 10 years, where every year we had freshmen or first-year students coming to campus. They're moving in, many of them coming from very different backgrounds. Even here at Stark State, our students are very diverse between and among groups. And so one of the things that education can create for students and for all people is that it can create a commonality and a sense of a shared experience of having the opportunity to gain knowledge, to learn from one another, because we all come from different backgrounds, even if we're between or among groups, and we all have something to share and to contribute and to learn from each other and to learn in general. So I think education from the standpoint of solidarity can create a common and shared experience, that we're all here trying to learn something new, trying to accomplish something, and that gives us a common experience. So what professional or educational opportunity am I most proud of? I guess if I had to think about my educational opportunity that I'm most proud of, I think I'm most proud of earning my PhD, which I did at the end of December of 2018. I'm a first-generation college student, not the first to go to college in my family, because I have 4 older siblings who went to college before me, but I am the first in my family, including my extended family, to earn a PhD. And so I'm very proud of that. It's something that I worked very, very hard to achieve, and I'm very thankful to God that I was able to persevere and able to achieve that. So educationally speaking, I'm most proud of that. Okay, what was the biggest obstacle in obtaining my education, and how did I overcome it? I would say probably the most difficult part of my educational journey, when I look at bachelor's degree, master's, and PhD, was probably earning the doctorate. Because I did it as a full-time employee. I've had 3 different positions since I started. I was the director of multicultural development at the University of Akron when I initially started. Then I was promoted to an assistant vice president there. And then I came to Stark State as Dean of Student Success. So I had 3 different positions over the course of several years in completing my PhD. And I would say that it was challenging because I was a full-time working adult with a very demanding career. And so completing my doctorate degree has given me a whole new appreciation for what our students here at Stark State do every day, working full-time jobs, outside responsibilities, and still pursuing their education. So I think that the idea of balancing work and school was a challenge for me, and I overcame it because I did have, people in my life who were very supportive of me, who wanted to see me succeed, and gave me that space and that place to be able to do that. But I also realized that a lot of our students don't have that support. And that support is really important. It's really great when you have family support or you have friends who support you and believe in you. But even when you don't, I encourage students to make sure that you find people, because there are people out there who will cheer you on and support you. Even if it's not your family, if it is your family, wonderful, but it could be your classmates, it could be instructors that you've met along the way who really believe in you, it could be a supervisor on your job, but don't give up, because we all need that support. And so sometimes that support doesn't come from family members, but we can still get that support from other people who believe in us and who will cheer us on. What advice can I give to Black scholars here? The advice I would give to our Black scholars here is to just continue doing what you're doing. Continue to persevere, continue to pursue your studies, because we need you. When I say we, the collective we need you. The world needs you. We need your contributions. We need to see your face in spaces and places all over this city, all over this state, all over this country, and all over the world. We need to hear about your experiences, because our experiences as Black scholars can be unique experiences. And we need to be able to hear your voice. We need to be able to hear your perspective. Whether you decide to continue your education and go on to get some additional education in terms of a 4-year degree, if you want to be a professor someday or an instructor, or if you want to be an accountant or you want to be a nurse. We need your perspective. We need to hear your voices, because oftentimes if you're not there, the perspectives and the voices of other people who look like you, who look like me, are not heard. And so it's important for Black scholars to continue to pursue education, to continue to pursue excellence, because others are watching you. Others who look like you are watching you, and others who aren't. But we can all learn from what you're doing, and we can all learn from your experiences. So you're important because Black scholars have always been important, and Black scholars have always contributed and made this country what it is today. So we need you to continue to promote that excellence.
Hi, I'm Ariel Stewart. I'm the Vice President of the IMA Student Chapter here at Stark State, and I'm majoring in accounting with a CPA focus. I'm here today to introduce Dr. Fideria Nicholson-Sweval, who earned her bachelor's degree in psychology, a master's degree in public administration, and a doctorate degree in urban studies and public affairs at the University of Akron. She began her professional career in higher education administration more than 2 decades ago at Cuyahoga Community College, Metropolitan Campus in Cleveland, Ohio. Moving on to Ursuline College, she established the Office of Multicultural Affairs and served as the college's first director for 5 years. During her tenure, she increased awareness and understanding of diversity by working with senior level administrators and faculty, and enhanced retention efforts among underrepresented students. In addition, she co-developed the institution's first African American Studies minor, which resulted in an enhanced multicultural core curriculum for all students. While at Ursuline College, she developed the faculty book dialogues on race and ethnicity that are still in existence today. Fideria credits strong mentoring to her professional development and has tried to impart the importance of mentoring as well as establishing professional networks to students. In addition, she has spoken nationally and locally on the benefits of mentoring. For nearly 7 years, Fideria served as director of the Office of Multicultural Development at the University of Akron, where she directed first-year programs related to the retention of multicultural students, including 3 learning communities, a supplemental advising program, as well as campus-wide peer mentoring program. In addition, she spearheaded initiatives targeting the retention and graduation of African American males. The national award-winning Black Male Summit, which she developed and led for 5 years, attracting thousands of students, educators, and policymakers from around the country who came together to discuss substantive issues impacting African American males. In addition, she has had responsibility for leading diverse programming targeting the campus and community, which included the annual Women Trailblazers panel discussion and Rethinking Race, Black, White, and Beyond. In addition, she served as Assistant Vice President for Student Success at the University of Akron, where she had responsibility for the Offices of Student Financial Aid, the Office of Registrar and Adult Focus. Additionally, she led the Student Success Center, which consisted of over 30 academic learning communities, the Office of New Student Orientation, Tutoring, and the Office of Multicultural Development, as well as the creation of a multi-year experience. As Dean of Student Success at Stark State College, Dr. Nicholson-Sweval worked with the campus community to increase retention and completion through various programs and initiatives. In her role as Dean, she leads Disability Support Services, Military Services, the Office of Student Diversity, the Digital Library, e-learning, TRIO Student Support Services, Upward Bound Math Science, focused on African American men, student life, counseling, student judicial affairs, the honors program, and the testing center. Fideria has been recognized by Kaleidoscope magazine as one of 40 emerging diverse professional leaders, has received the American Council on Education Ohio Women's Network Professional Development Scholarship Award, and the Greater Akron Chamber of Commerce named her as one of their 30 for the Future recipients for 2009. She also is a recipient of the 2013 Harold K. Stubbs Humanitarian Award for Distinguished Service in Education. Additionally, in 2020, she received Phi Theta Kappa's Most Distinguished Administrator Hallmark Award. She is a Leadership Akron Class 32 graduate and is a member of Omicron Delta Kappa, the Honorary Leadership Society. Additionally, she also serves on the Board of Directors for Project Grad Akron, the Development Fund of the Western Reserve, and Heart to Heart Communications. In her free time, she enjoys spending time with family and friends, reading and traveling.
Thank you for your time. We hope you enjoyed the video, and please like and follow us on Facebook or Twitter at our site, Black Scholars Matter, Engaging Black Scholars. Again, thank you from the Institute of Management Accountants Student Club at Stark State College.